Okay, just delay. Okay, welcome back, students. Okay, so we are doing the lesson, The Bond of Love. Okay, yes, and we have already covered almost half of the story, and we are left with the remaining part. And like the title itself, The Bond of Love. What do you mean by the word bond? Okay, the bond is it's a connection. Okay, yes, the bond of connection, the bond of friendship. Okay, it's a connection of a love. That connection is made of love. So we know that the bond of love, the story is a story of friendship between human beings and wild animal. And here we are talking about what was the name of that animal? Yes, the name of the animal was the sloth bear, isn't it? We may not be having sloth bear as our pet. Okay, we have got different other animals which we keep as a pet. For example, cat, dog. These are the common animals. Okay, yes. Now in our story, the pet was the blacks, what should you say, the bear, isn't it? The sloth bear, we call it. Okay, so we have already done all these things. We have gone through these. So this is the picture of the sloth bear. Okay, yes. You just ask yourself whether you want to keep this bear as your pet animal or not. Okay, now after that we have done, what should I say, almost half of the story, and you have also done the exercises. Okay, yes. Now you tell me, where did we reach? Yes, do you remember which part are we in right now? You have any idea? Yes, okay, yes. If you remember, the writer and his son decided to send Babu. By now, the name of the sloth bear is Babu, not Bruno. Bruno was his previous name, and now, what should I say, the writer's wife had given him an Indian name, okay, and the name was Babu, okay, yes. So, after requesting the writer's wife many times, finally she accepted, she decided, okay, she accepted to send Babu to Mysore Zoo. Okay, we all know why they decided to send Babu to Mysore Zoo. Do you have any idea why? Okay, yes, because Babu was no more a baby bear, isn't it? Babu has become so big and bigger than the two Alsatian dog, isn't it? So sometimes, if he gets angry, he may attack, he may hurt the children in the locality, isn't it? So it would be dangerous. And not only that, Babu was too big to be accommodated in their home. Okay, Babu was big and he needs a bigger space, isn't it? So they decided to send Babu to Mysore Zoo. And before that, what did the writer do? The writer wrote a letter, and the curator, you know, the meaning of curator. Curator is the person who works in the zoo. And here we are talking about zoo. Okay, so curator is the person who works in the zoo, who takes care of the zoo. And the writer asked the curator whether he was interested in keeping a tame bear. Okay, tame bear means a bear which is not wild. Okay, yes. And what was the reply? The reply was yes. Okay, the curator was interested in keeping one tame bear so that he could increase his collection of animals. Okay, he would be having one more bear in his collection, which was good. Okay, yes. So this is where we reach last time. Okay, yes. So let us continue. Yes. And now, after that, what did the zoo curator do? The zoo sent a cage from Mysore in a lorry. a distance of 87 miles, and Baba was packed up. Okay, yes. So the Mysore Zoo, they sent one cage. Okay, what is the cage? The cage was for the Babu, and they sent a lorry. Lorry is a small pickup, okay, truck like this. And what was the distance between Mysore and Bangalore? The distance was 87 miles. Okay, yes. So a lorry was sent for Baba. Okay, yes. We all miss him greatly, but in a sense, we were relieved. My wife was inconsolable. She wept and fretted. For the first few days, she would not eat a thing. Then she wrote a number of letters to the curator. How was Baba? Back came the replies. Well, but fretting, he refuses food too. After that, friends visiting Mysore were begged to make a point of going to the zoo and seeing how Baba was getting along. They reported that he was well but looked very thin and sad. All the keepers at the zoo said he was fretting. For 3 months, I managed to restrain my wife from visiting Mysore. Then she said one day, I must see Baba. Either you take me by car or I will go myself by bus or train. So I took her by car. Friends had conjectured that the bear would not recognize her. I had thought so too, but while she was yet some yards from his cage, Baba saw her and recognized her. He howled with happiness. She ran up to him, patted him through the bars, and he stood on his head in delight. Okay, yes, so they met each other after so many months. Okay, for the next 3 hours, she would not leave the cage. She gave him tea, lemonade, cakes, ice cream, and whatnot. Then closing time came, and we had to leave. My wife cried bitterly. Baba cried bitterly. Even the hardened curator and the keepers felt depressed. As for me, I had reconciled myself to what I knew was going to happen next. Okay, yes. Now, para number 14, 15, 16, 17. So you see, we have got 4 paragraphs here. I'm not going to explain all these things. What I want you to do is, I'm going to give you a few questions on the basis of these 4 paragraphs. So you just pause the video, you look at the question, and try to get the answers. You got it? Okay. So this whole which is slide, I'm not going to explain anything. I want you to take it as a comprehension exercise. Okay. Yes. So let us have a look at the questions. Okay. Now these are the questions. Okay. Yes. You have got 4 paragraphs, and these are the questions. The first one: pick out the lines from the story which proves that author's wife loved Babu a lot. Okay, yes. Now, this is the first question. Okay, so you just look at these paragraph, maybe paragraph 14 and 15. Okay, yes, these you will get some idea. Okay, there are some points which shows that the writer's wife loved Babu a lot. Okay, and you will find some instances which shows that Babu wife loved Babu very much. Okay, so this is the first question. Okay, second one, what did she decide to do? Okay, now they have been apart from each other for a long time, isn't it? And then she miss Babu a lot, and Babu might be missing her a lot. Okay, so what did she finally decide to do? She means the writer's wife. Okay, yes, you will get the answer. And the third one, what kind of opinion did the friends form? Was it true? Okay, yes, their friends. Okay, their friends might be having different opinions. Okay, yes. The writer's wife and Babu had not met each other for almost 3 months, isn't it? And then many of his friends had their opinion. Okay, yes, what was that opinion? Okay, and when writer's wife went to the zoo, uh, did this opinion come true? Was it true or not? Okay, yes. So you just go through the paragraph and try to get the answer. Okay, yes. And number four, how many hours did she spend there with Babu? Okay, yes. How many hours did she spend with Babu? Why were they crying? Okay, when the closing time came, they both were crying. Okay, yes. Why do you think they were crying? Okay, yes. And the last one, new words learned. Okay, now if you look at these four paragraphs, you will come across new words. Okay, now what are the new words that you have learned? So I want you to go through this paragraph. You just read this, you just pause it, and do all the exercises, these questions. Okay, there's no need for you to copy these. There's no need for you to write all these answer in your notebook. Okay, this is just a comprehension. Try to get the answer. Okay, yes, that is all I want you to do. There's no need for you to, what should I say, write it in your notebook. Okay, yes. So let us move. Okay, now you remember the closing time is what should I say here, and what should I say she has to return back, isn't it? Okay, now let us read. Oh, please, sir, she asked the curator, may I have my barber back? Hesitantly, he answered. He means the curator, okay? Madam, he belongs to the zoo and it's government property now. I cannot give away government property. But if my boss, the superintendent at the Bangalore, agrees, certainly you may have him back. Okay, yes, you can clearly understand. Now she wanted Baba back. Okay, she did not want to virtually stay away from Baba. So she requested the curator whether she could have Baba back or not. And you see, the curator told her that Baba had now become a government property and they were not supposed to give the government property. Okay, yes. But if the superintendent, okay, if the superintendent who was at the Bangalore, the headquarter, if he agreed, then what should I say, she could take Baba back. Okay, so that was the condition. Okay, yes. Now, what do you think would she do? We know that she loved Baba very much. Okay, she considered Baba as her own son, isn't it? So that was the love between the wife, I mean, the writer's wife and Baba. Okay, yes. Now let us see. Number 19. They followed the return journey to Bangalore. So you see, they are in Mysore, where there was the zoo. They came to meet Baba. Okay, yes. Now they were going back to the place. Where do they stay? They stay in Bangalore. Okay, yes. So they were going back to Bangalore and a visit to the superintendent Bangalore. So where did they go? They went to the superintendent's Bangalore. You know, yes, you remember what did the curator say? The curator told her that if the superintendent gave permission, then she could take Baba back. Okay, so they went directly to the superintendent Bangalore, a tearful pleading. Okay, now she was pleading, she was requesting with full of tears in her eyes. Baba and I are both fretting for each other. Will you please give him back to me? Okay, so that was the request. Okay, yes. So she requested the superintendent to return Baba, isn't it? Okay, now let us see what was the answer. Okay. He was a kind hearted man. He means the superintendent. What kind of person was the superintendent? Okay, he was a kind hearted man and he consented. What a surprise! He was a very kind man. He could understand the love between the, what should I say, the Baba and the women, isn't it? So he just agreed. Not only that, but he wrote to the curator telling him to lend us a cage for transporting the bear to Bangalore. Okay, yes. So you see that superintendent was very kind. he could understand the feeling. Okay, yes. And then he just gave her the permission to take Baba back. Not only that, you see that superintendent wrote a letter to the curator in the bank, which are Mysore, isn't it? Because they have to carry Baba back to Bangalore, isn't it? So it was not easy. So superintendent wrote a letter to the curator telling him to arrange one transportation. Okay, yes, the cage for transporting the Baba to Bangalore. So you see, he was a very kind person. Okay, we can easily understand what kind of feeling do you think would you say the wife was having. The wife would be very, very happy. Okay, yes, after separating for a long time, now they will be again. Okay, yes, together. Okay, yes, number 20. Back we went to Mysore again. Okay, yes, after getting that permission. Okay, yes, they went back to the Mysore again. You see, so such was the love, such was that which is a concern. Armed with superintendent's letter. Yes, this time they were carrying the superintendent's letter. What was that letter? That the permission to take Baba back, isn't it? Baba was driven into a small cage and hoisted on top of the car. The cage was tied securely, and a slow and careful return journey to Bangalore was accomplished. You see, so they were carrying the superintendent letter, and they showed that superintendent letter to the what should you say, the curator. And what was written in the letter? Which the superintendent had requested the curator to arrange one car, okay, to transport Baba to Bangalore, isn't it? So he arranged all these things, and Baba was finally taken back to the Bangalore. Okay, yes, in a very smooth journey. So you see, they both were united. The author's wife was finally reunited with her pet, isn't it, Babu? So she must be very happy, isn't it? Okay, yes. Now let us try to go forward. Okay, yes. Now we know that Babu was not a small. Okay, Babu had become big, and Babu cannot be kept in their home, isn't it? They should be a separate place for Babu. Okay, yes, different from when Babu was small. Okay, so what did they do? What were the arrangement done in the home? Once home, a squad of coolies were engaged for a special work in our compound. So compound means the place where they stay. Okay, so there should be a special place for Babu. An island was made for Babu. Yes, an island was made so that it will be, what should I say, out of reach for the people in the locality. Okay, yes, it was 20 feet long. Okay, yes, so that is the measurement, 20 feet long and 15 feet wide, and was surrounded by a dry pit or a moat 6 feet wide and 7 feet deep. So such was the island. Okay, there was a special island made. Okay, so that was the preparation. A wooden box that once housed fowls was brought and put on this island for Baba to sleep in at night. So you see the concern shown for Baba. Okay, he was being treated as if he was a which is a human being, isn't it? So there was a wooden box. Okay, what was that wooden box for? The wooden box was actually for the fowls, okay, to stay. But now they wanted to use this for Baba to sleep during the night time. Okay, yes. And inside that wooden box, straw was placed inside to keep him warm, and his baby, the gnarled stump, along with his gun, the piece of bamboo. Okay, you remember there were two things, okay, the Babu used to do, okay, when he was given command. Okay, there were two things. The first one is the baby. Okay, there was not actual baby, but there was a gnarled stump. There was a small stump, you know. Okay, yes, he used to act as if it was his baby. Okay, and the second one, the gun. Okay, yes, he was not having the actual gun, but he used to hold a small piece of bamboo. Okay, and he used to act as if it was his gun. So you remember, okay, these two playthings, okay, these two playthings were sentimentally preserved. Okay, when Babu was sent to Mysore Zoo, they did not throw away these two things. They were sentimental, they were lovingly preserved. Okay, yes, and these two playthings were put back for him to play with. Okay, the Babu is fond of playing with these two things. So they put this in the, what should I say, uh, the zoo. Okay, yes. In a few days, the coolies hoisted the cage onto the island and Babu was released. Okay, now everything was done. When everything was prepared, everything was ready, Babu was finally released from the cage. He was delighted. The Babu was really happy to be back home after a few months. Okay, yes. And standing on his hind legs, he pointed his gun. Now you see, he was very happy, and now once again he started playing with the his toys. Okay, what are these toys? The gun and his baby. Okay, yes. So my wife spent hours sitting on the chair there while he sat on her lap. Okay, you see, so that was uh, like a love between a mother and a son, isn't it? So the wife used to spend hours sitting on a chair there, and Babu would sit on her lap. He was 15 months old and pretty heavy too. Okay, now how old was Vujri Babu? Babu was 15 months old when he first came. Okay, he was very small. He was baby, isn't it? Now he was 15 months old, and 15-month olds, okay, for an animal, it's pretty old and big and heavy. Okay, yes. The way my wife reaches the island and lives, it is interesting. So you see, Babu is not with them, okay, not in their home, but Babu was in a small island made for him, isn't it? So there must be some different distance, okay, yes, it will be not accessible to everybody to go to the island. Now, how does the wife go to island? Okay, the wife reaches the island and lives. It is interesting. Now the author was telling, okay, how she used to go to the island. I have a tight rope to the overhanging branch of a mango tree with a loop at its end. Okay, yes. Putting one foot in the loop, she kicks off with the other to bridge the 6 foot gap. Okay, you see, there is a gap of 6 foot, isn't it? So, by using that thing, she used to bridge the 6 foot gap that constitute the width of the surrounding pit. By using that thing, okay, by that rope, she could go to the island and she could come back. Okay, yes, the return journey is made the same way. But who can say now that the sloth bear has no sense of affection, no memory, and no individual characteristics? Okay, yes. So, with this, we have come to the end of the story. You see, that was what should I say, love and a friendship. Okay, we can also what should I say, see the feeling of love and separation. Okay, yes, even the animals. Okay, yes, they do feel, they do have the feeling of which is love and separation. They feel sad when they are separated from the loved one. They feel happy, okay, when they are in the midst of their loved one. So, this is the story of the friendship between the human being and the wild animals. Did you understand? Okay, yes. I'm sure, what should I say, you must be able to relate the story, isn't it? Because you must be having different pets. Even if you are not having, some of your family members might be having pet. Okay, yes. Sometimes we used to develop lots and lots of love and concern towards these animal. Okay, yes. So I'm sure you have enjoyed this story. Okay, yes. Now, with this, we have come to the end of the story, and let us try to do some exercises. Okay, yes, I have got one question here. And now this exercise is regarding speaking. Okay, yes, there is no need for you to write anything. Okay, yes. So this is the speaking exercise. So what is the speaking exercise? Here I want you to prepare one short debate point. Okay, either for the motion or against the motion. And what is the topic? So this is the topic that you have in the textbook also. Okay, yes. The topic is animals also feel the pleasure of love and the pain of separation. So that is the topic. So this is the proposition. Okay. Now here, what you are going to do, you are going to prepare a debate point. Okay. Yes. So either for the motion or against the motion. For example, here I have given you one sample. Okay, there's no need for you to write long one. You can write 1 or 2 points. Okay, yes. For example, good morning all. The topic of the debate is animals also feel the pleasure of love and the pain of separation. And I'm going to speak against the motion or I'm going to speak in favor of the motion. My first point is dash dash dash. Okay, now this is how you are going to do. Okay, yes. Now, just for the sake of speaking exercise, you may have to write some points. Okay, yes. And after writing this point, make sure that you practice this. Okay, if you like, you can also record this and send. Otherwise, it is not compulsory. I just want you to practice this at your home. Okay, you just write 1 or 2 points. Good morning, all. The topic of the debate is da 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 dash. And if you want to speak for the motion, you can say, and I'm here to speak in favor of the motion. My first point, da da dash. My second point, like this. Okay, if you want to speak against the motion, I'm going to speak against the motion. My first point, my second point, da, 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 like this. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Okay, but in order to see whether you have practiced which is this debate or not, I want you to send me the points you have written. Okay, for example, if you are speaking for the motion, I just want you to send me the points so that I will know that you have done something. Okay, otherwise there is no need for you to send me the recording one. Okay, yes, I want you to send me the draft. Okay, yes, did you understand? Yes, so with this, we have come to the end of this lesson, the bond. Okay, yes, the bond of love. If you have got textbook, you just go through all the question exercises. Okay, yes. If you don't have, then I want you to go through the story. You just pause in between the lesson. You just read this and do the exercises that I have given. Okay, in between the lessons. Okay, yes. So I'm going to stop here. Thank you. Hope to meet you in the next lesson. Till then, take care. Bye bye.